Thank you so much for staying tuned. It's all about politics. It's all about 2023. It is all about political office holders wanting to retain their seat, no matter the number of tenure they've been there. Yes, in all states of the Federation are having a fair share, and you're going to hear persons talking for and, of course, against this trend. You heard the first discussion segment, their stand, their opinions, and, of course, their views. Right now, I have a legal practitioner here with me in the studio, one-time governorship candidate in Edo State gubernatorial election, a politician. Jimmy, to welcome Barrister Cosmos Irabo. Barrister, welcome to TMI on this edition.
Good morning.
It's been a while. Where did you disappear to? You just disappeared.
I've been hiding. Good morning.
All right. So very close to him, a vibrant youth. They call him a youth mobilizer. Yeah, an entrepreneur, a politician. Join me to welcome Architect Feathers Irabo. Architect, welcome to TMI on this edition. I appreciate your comment.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
Good morning, viewers at home.
All right. So very close to him also is also a vibrant youth, a youth mobilizer, and he has this, likeness for politics. A political analyst. Join me to welcome Ojo Imafida. Ojo, welcome to TMI.
Good morning, Wilson.
All right. You get to hear, I've been there before. I want to go again. If I'm re-elected, I'll become a ranking officer. I'm going to gain more dividends of democracy. It's going to come trickly down to my constituency, to my senatorial district. You just name it. Others are saying you are not the only one there. We have people with great ideas. Let's zone this thing, let's share this thing, because a senatorial district or constituency may just constitute more than 2 local government. People are asking, if one person keeps coming up from one particular local government, what about the others? Others are saying, let's take a look at the bigger picture. It's all about position at the House of Representatives or in the Senate. What do you feel about this? Let me start off with you, Barrister Cosmos Irabo. What do you feel about this trend? Political office holders wanted to go back, all in the name of having this, becoming a ranking officer, to drag, so to speak, dividends of democracy in a constituency or the senatorial district.
You see, people who go into politics in Nigeria, who have been able to, gain political positions, I wouldn't want to say win political positions. You see, they will find it difficult to leave that place. I've seen situations where somebody who was a lecturer became a House of Rep member, and if you know the way things change, he told me, he said, when I was in your side, now that I'm on this side, so much money, things change, his family, people around him, and everything will change. He becomes very rich. Somebody who was trekking to his compound, now coming with entourage, police escort, military escort, and everything. If you are in such a position, would you want to leave it? You wouldn't want to leave it. When you say, I want to become this or that, that's not the issue. It is their pocket. It's their pocket. You see, I always tell people, you can contribute anything to your community from any level you are. You don't necessarily need to be president for you to be able to do anything. Any level you are, you can do it from your level, and people will appreciate you. That's why I often laugh in Nigeria when you only give awards to people who are up there and not there. There are some people, even if it's just going to sweep where people gather, so long as that is their level and they are contributing in consonance with their level, those people deserve an award. You understand? They deserve an applaud. But here, it is only when you are up there. The intent is simple. If you watch, people who have been there over and over, there's a particular man from Kano State, I wouldn't want to call his name. Since the inception of this civil regime, he has been a senator. If you go to his constituency, would you respect? I don't see anything there.
In Kano State?
Yes. I wouldn't want to say nothing there. I don't see anything, my personal self.
All right.
So it is not how long you stay there. Look at Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela, with all what we saw him to be, an amalgam of this, that. He worked for just one term and he left. Knowing fully well that, yes, somebody might be there also with something better. Why must it be you? Over and over. If you have there for 2 terms, leave, let another person come.
Thank you. Well, architect, you heard him. He said if you're there for 2 cannot leave, let another person come. What about the aspect of ranking officer?
I think I want to start like this. The way Nigeria has been so structured is that politics is gradually becoming a way of empowering oneself instead of service to humanity. What my Oga here said, you see people that beg to eat. Immediately they get into political position. They are rich overnight. That is the reason why they want to stay. Whether ranking or not, your influence in your office today can get you anything you want if you know how to network the system. And when you are done, after your 2 terms, let another person try. Even if we are talking about ranking or not, any person that will perform. There are some ranking officers that there's nothing to show. Why you see some first timers, they will hold very rosy office, and before you know they are everywhere. So I don't care about whether ranking or not. In my own side, in my senatorial district, there is a term we call Ebakota.
Ebakota, could you please interpret?
Ebakota, waiting we gather talk. We believe in politics of rotational. We have 2 brothers, two constituencies fused together to make one senatorial district. We have Old Okpewolo and Old Agbazinolo, which is broken into 3 local governments from Okpewolo, 2 local governments from Agbazinolo. And we have so maintained that rotational. After 2 years, you give it to this other part. After this, you give it to... And it has been like that. But the last 3 years, there was a little hint. The people from Agbazinolo said, no, I want to become a ranking officer. We are not giving it to Okpewolo. People in our own side, Agbazinolo, we voted against our person so that it can go back to that side. And the same thing is happening again. It has gotten to Okpewolo. They are preaching, oh, if I just go back now, I'll become a ranking officer. We don't want a ranking officer for our place. Okay. Please bring it back to Agbazinolo. If we keep rotating it, I want to be a senator someday. If one person sits there forever, how will he ever get to my turn? Okay. I have a lot to contribute. So I also want to have that fair opportunity so that people can see what I can bring to the table. But if we say, oh, we want one ranking person, one man is there empowering his future and his generation. I don't want to go personal because I know some personal things that the present person there have done. I had the opportunity to sit down with this child. During the course of discussion, the child has gotten a job. Me, I worked for you. I was a returning officer. Did I get? So it's more or less a personal empowerment thing. So you can't tell me because you want to be a ranking officer, you must go back. Who cares about ranking? We don't want ranking. Okay. The impact that you have, or the impact and development that you have brought so far, we appreciate it. Let another man go there and also contribute his own quota.
All right. Ojo,
That is how I see it.
do you share that views and opinion? Because we're talking about ranking officers right now. That is the law you can make, according to them, in part in the Senate or House of Representatives, talking about, taking a shot at the Senate President or taking a shot at the Speaker, House of Representatives. Don't you think they should consider that?
Well, for me, I think it's because of the way Nigeria politics is being structured. Because, first of all, to me, I don't see anything wrong with legislators, going back to the House anytime they want to go. Because the Constitution does not limit their...
Yes.
Yeah. So now, it's because of the way our politics is being played in this part of the world. Because, like what Barrister said just now, you see somebody that was very broke overnight, because he's now a politician or he's holding one political office. Overnight, he becomes a very wealthy man. If you take, let's say, America, for example, there are some senators that have been there in America for more than 30 years, and they are still there. It's because they are, if for example, our politics today, if the money involved in our politics, if we can be able to reduce it, let's say our legislators, for example, they are not receiving the money that they are receiving now. Do you think many people will be fighting over, fighting to go to the National Assembly and all those places? But it's because we all believe that's the only way we can be important in our society. That's the only way we can make it. Let me put it like that. But for me, if anybody wants to go for how many terms they want to go, is their own, because it is their constitutional right. So I can't fight them. And I can't fight them. And
so what about the others?
The others are,
according to what the zoning aspect of it.
Yes. Why would there even be zoning in the first place? If not because if not because of the financial gains, why would there be zoning in the first place? Let the best man contest. Let me put it like that.
Let the best man contest.
Yes.
Okay. I will definitely come back to you. I know you want to react. Hold on, architect, barrister. You heard him. He said, look, according to the Constitution, everybody have the right because there is no time limit for a senator or House of Rep members. They can go on and on. They don't see the need of zoning because we're talking about what will come down to the community. You give an example also, a good example of what is happening in the U.S. because see a man in the Senate over the years. Joe Biden is an example. And no one complained because according to them, he's doing the right thing. Take it up from there.
You see, the way America is constituted, it's not the way Nigeria is. If I may go down history a little, in the year 1897, a lady, Flora Shaw, who was a mistress to Frederick Lugard, just gave it as an advice in Times Magazine that areas along the Niger should be collectively called Nigeria. That's how so many areas with different cultures, backgrounds, different people beliefs, all were co-opted just for their financial gains. That's how it became Nigeria. Our coming to Nigeria was not something we sat and we all said we would, you know. And even when we were all made Nigerians, there was still some politics they played to help some areas as against the other areas. So going by this suspicion and all that, people said, no, if we say we want to allow a particular people, you say you want to make it an issue of who wins, others will not have a taste of it. Because if you check the way it was constituted, a particular people have overwhelming majority by way of population than the others. So if you go by that, the others will not have. And even if these ones are doing anything, whatever they are doing, in Nigeria today, no matter how bad a particular people's representative behave or perform, they will say, leave him there. We are satisfied. Even when the other people are not being carried along. So based on that, it is good to rotate. Because when you rotate, you don't know what the potential I have. It is the rotation that will give me, even if going by, general votes, I would not have had that opportunity to be there. So when you are rotating, it is quite good. America is not, most times people want to cite America. America is not like us. If you check American system, they want to say legacy, what have you contributed? But we are growing, we've not gotten to that level now. They say, what have you contributed? No. You cannot be there for how many times, no other person is coming. If not that, what's his name, Babangida, at a particular time, disqualified some people. We wouldn't have known the crop of politicians that came up. Then if you look at this 1999, politics that came up, so many so-called big backbenchers didn't want to step in because they felt that the military people will come again and do whatever they want to do. That's how some fresh people entered and they performed well. Why must you think you alone will be going there? Are you the only one who everything is good for?
Right.
And the offices are so attractive, everything is there. So you say you move in consonance with what you have.
The locality.
You understand? It mustn't be the way you say it.
Over to you now, architect. You really wanted to react to what Ojema Fido talked about. So you have the right, you have the power. It's in the Constitution.
Yeah, it is in the Constitution, but like it's so mentioned. Nigeria is not practicing true federalism. So rotational politics must be the only way to salvage this whole thing. Because if we're practicing true federalism, like America that you just rightly said, you know, okay, every resources that is in this area, we manage it on our own. For example, Edo State, we manage all our resources and we pay tax to the federal. Lagos State manage all their taxes, manage all their resources and pay tax to the federal. With that, we won't be having this issue. Any person can become president. When you are the president, all you just have is a military might to defend the boundaries of the country and the security of the country. But on this case, it's totally different. This Nigeria, what we are doing today, if we are not rotating power, one region will be there forever. And that is the same thing that we are doing in our own senatorial district. We have seen that, we have two different constituencies making up one senatorial zone. The only way one person will not outshine the other one is when you rotate, because one has 3 local governments, the other one has 2 local governments. For us to live in peace, for us to ensure that we keep winning the election, if you say, today is going to remain in Agbazilolo area, Okpewolo could vote for another party, and they'll produce another person, they'll join. And so for us not to rock the boat, when you are done with your own, you give it to this other man, no matter how well you perform. We appreciate it. Give it to
no matter how well you perform.
Yes. After your 2 terms, give it to the other constituency. Let them produce. Let's try their best head there. After that one is done, you take it, because we have managed to do that, and it has brought sanity. It has brought peace. It has brought unity in this land. The moment you are trying to be greedy, the moment one party is trying to say, I want 3rd term, you would have destroyed that peace. Esan Central happens to be the smallest in terms of population in Edo State. And that unity that we have preached, because this is the only senatorial district, apart from the Edo South, that speaks one language. And if I'm talking now, every part of Esama will understand what I'm saying. Unlike Edo North, where they have different languages in one senatorial district. So because we are brothers, we have agreed that it must be rotational. Even in our own Agbazilolo, Esan North is do 8 years, Esan South is do 8 years. Right. That's how we have been rotating it. So rotational politics is the best way to go in this country. Because if we want to go by that, you see, you are talking about Senate President. Senate President does not fall on your lap, because
we'll come to that. We'll come to that, because we want to go for a break. We'll return. We'll continue with this discussion. Don't go away. Thank you so much for staying tuned. We are at the end of this edition of This Morning on ITV. It's all about 2023 and the prospect of incumbent political office holders wanting to go back. Yes, going back to say, look, we want to attain that position of a ranking officer for the benefit of our people. People on the other hand are saying, look, you're not the only one there. Some are saying, yes, it's good for you to go. Break it down to us. So what side of the divide do you belong? Well, I have 3 gentlemen here with me in the studio: the legal practitioner, Cosmos Irabo, an architect and a politician, Iraba Theodos, and a youth mobilizer, Ojo Imafido. Where would you before we went on that break? And I want you to, anchor on the comment you were making about the zoning formula.
What I was trying to buttress is that there are some senators that have been there for over 5 years, and they don't become the Senate president. Nobody should campaign saying, when I get there, I'll become Senate president. There are persons, even in their first term, they've held rosy offices. Senator Matthew Rohidi, in his first term, he became the chairman of public affairs.
I wouldn't want us to mention him right now for reasons best known to me, please.
So that is, if you know how to network your way, you can get good position. You can become chairman of committees. You don't have to be there for 3 years to become chairman of a committee.
All right.
So that's what I'm trying to say.
Imafido, this is stick to your gun, saying, look, you're allowed to go as many times as possible because of the people and the respect to bring to your own constituency.
Yeah, because first of all, the people that are coming back for 3rd term or how many terms, I don't even know them and they don't know me. But what I know is, let's start, like architect said just now, he said in Ishaland they have the Agbasilo and the Okpebolo. But from, do you know, the only two Ishan governors that has ever ruled the old Bende State and Edo State, they all came from one quarters.
Yes, sir.
From one quarter.
Yes. Okay, so if there is anything like rotational politics from each, I'm not from there anyway.
Yeah.
At least they are supposed to have rotated that position as a them. So that's one side. But for me, I'm not that I'm in support of these people, because really, to some extent, many of them, they are failures anyway. But it's because of the juicy, the financial
Implication.
gains, these people have. That's why they are all killing themselves. Let's start. Okay, who is even a legislator? A legislator is not supposed, because some people will say, you've been there for how long? You've not done this for your people. These people, they are not even supposed to be doing anything. Do you know even those constituency projects that they give them every time? It's all, to me, it's not even supposed to be there. Your own business is to go there and make laws. It's the executive that is supposed to be in charge of, that will do anything for the masses, not the legislators. Until when they are doing their legislative duties, that's when people will even shy away from those positions. Because many people are, okay, fine, you've been there for 10 years, what have you done for your people? A legislator on a normal day is not even supposed to share money, it's not even supposed to do anything. Your own is to go there, make laws for your people, and that's all. Leave the rest for the executive.
Yeah, and right now, I'm just reading the mind of Edo citizens saying, if you like, no share money or yo. I will come back to you, Ojo, because you gave a very strong point. It's not for them to go carry out projects or the other. The ask is just to make law. But in Nigeria, it's like the game is different. I will come back to you on that. Now, let's take a look at the Senate. Talking about high-ranking officer, talking about the Senate president, they cannot give it to a newbie. They have to put into consideration a number of years of return to the Senate. That means you gain the trust of the people. Hence, for you to lead this Senate, you have that capacity. Putting that into consideration, don't you think that we should give these persons a chance?
I would have loved to ask a rhetorical question.
Yeah.
When this new jurisdiction came up, I mean, the Senate president, the person who emerged as the Senate president, has he been there before? It is what you have up there. That's why they say the mentality of the leader is the most vital element of those you are leading. If you have somebody with porous brain, it means that the whole people or your entity, the entity you are leading is porous. You don't need to be there before. I also want to cite an instance. Somebody, a first-timer, has become the House of Assembly Speaker. And then I also don't see him doing badly at all. Instead of these people doing well by virtue of their experience, as it's supposed to be, you discover that, unfortunately, they use their experience to do the wrong thing. That's what we see in Nigeria. That's why I use the word unfortunately. You see people coming with good intentions. When they get there, they say, don't you know this is. All, for their own personal pockets. It is always good to zone. You say you want to become this office or that office. That's not the issue. You are not even there for offices. You are there to make laws. That's the primary purpose. First timers make laws, contribute to bills, sponsor bills, and laws are made. You don't need to. You say you are a president or you are that's your own personal interest. If I may contribute to a little that my brother said about the Edo Central. When Ambusali was governor of Bende State. That's a different dispensation. So those who, we don't know what they agreed then. But this time around, they said, it's this and this. And even if you want to do now, I wouldn't even want to even suggest that you put that first play. That's, what's his name? Professor Osubo. Because in law, Osubo was never a governor. That's why I often laugh. I say, Edo State was zoning. But somebody came and altered the zoning. And in my opinion, God also altered him, disgraced him. Because it is good to agree. When you are saying something, you say, God comes into it. You give people, and then my brother was also saying that population-wise, Edo Central. No, I often disagree with that. If you discover Benin, that's Edo South, is the capital. And because it's the capital, everybody migrate to this place. I live in an area where virtually all the people in the streets, they are from Edo Central. They vote here. They are counted here. So we don't, I always laugh when you don't bring that into issue at all. Because for the fact that they are here does not mean they're from this place. Yes, the figures might prove that they are here, but not. When the time comes, they might also know where to go to. You understand? So that's what it's, because people say, Edo Central, it's not like that. I was voting here before I went deep into politics. I'm from a family of 11. 11 of us were voting here. Including my father and mother, making us 11, 12, 13.
That's a football team.
Yeah, of course, more than that. It was extra. But what I'm saying in essence is, during that selection, Edo Central, the census might prove that they are here, but they know where they come from.
Okay, all right.
So that's it.
All right. Zoning. Now, do you want to, like, work with the opinion that no matter where the person comes from, whether he's a newbie or not, doesn't have an experience in the house, because of zoning, we should put that person there? Rather going for experience.
Okay, I want to start by contributing to what my brother said.
Yes.
As a legislator, your primary responsibility is to make laws, sponsor bills and all that. But be that as it may, you are also a representative of a quarter. People have deemed you fit to send you to represent them. All you need to do is to ensure that government is like an elephant. You have to struggle what belongs to your people and take it to your people. That is where your project comes in. You cannot say, oh, I sponsored a lot of bills. That is enough that you have delivered. No, you haven't. You must fight for what belongs to your people, because that is the reason why you were sent there in the first place. Because if it's just to make law, you don't need everybody to make all the laws. How many laws have this 8th Assembly or 9th Assembly made? So it's not only about laws. You have to represent the interests of your people.
By giving them...
By bringing projects to them. If by the time I'm campaigning, I'm going to word and say, oh, what do you need? This one say, oh, I need borehole. This one. When I get there, I should be able to go to water board in the state and say, my people need water in so quarter. My people lack primary health care. When I go to the Ministry of Health, I tell them my people need primary health care. That is the reason why you have been sent there, because you are a voice. You have been delegated to go and represent your people. And you should be able to go into offices, knock on their door and tell them the problem of your people. Or why the budget comes to the house, you should be able to have an impact. Before you say, you tell, oh, this is what it is. These people were not captured in this budget. Are these people not part of this state? That is the role of a representative. It's not just to make law. Be that as it may, you also made mention about a ranking officer or not a ranking officer. Before now, for you to be a speaker in the state, it was during Okolombo that law was amended. You can amend law to suit some certain individual, and thank God that is what Honorable Makosa benefited from, being the speaker, because the law has been amended that a first timer can become a speaker. So there is nothing wrong, even in the National Assembly, if that law is also amended. You don't need to wait. When you see somebody with capacity, you see somebody that can deliver, you see somebody that can lead the house, you must not wait until he's an ancestor in the house before you give him speakership. I don't think experience counts. Leadership is what comes with people. That even when from a pair group, you see where one boy, once he's playing here, everybody follows him. Leaders are born. There are people that are natural leaders. So you don't, because they have not spent so many years in the house, they cannot lead. No. Right. There are people that can lead even as a first timer.
Okay. Over to you, Joe. You heard him? That you can lead as a first timer.
Of course. I will support him in that, because former Akwa Ibom State Governor, Akpabio, he was a first timer in the National Assembly, and he was given the role of minority leader. I understand that. Like what Barrister said just now, he said Ahmed Ali of the Ninth Assembly is a first timer. No, it's not. Yeah, he came in 2015. He was even supposed to be the Senate president before Saraki and his gang hijacked everything. But what I'm saying, sir, is this.
Sorry, I didn't say that.
No.
I used
Okay, sorry, I thought you were talking about the National Assembly.
Okay, go ahead, continue.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, what is the business of a legislator with seeking of boreholes and buying wheelbarrows and all that for?
He said it's the business of democracy. That's what he said.
I'm coming, sir. Now, you as a legislator, even if you want to pass a bill, you also have to lobby your colleagues in the House. And to me, I feel if you are not a first timer, probably many people, majority of the people that are coming, you guys have been together. I think it's more easier for somebody that have been there before to lobby his colleagues and all that to support his bill.
Yeah.
Because you can't.
If you are there before.
If you are there before, you can't be you are a legislator. You just came into the House, and the next day you go to water board, like what my brother said just now. You go to the water board, and you tell them, are you going to order them to give your people water? You still need to. You see, it's due process. Is that
learn the ropes?
Yes. Is that the House you are the National Assembly or the State House of Assembly that you're working, that you have to lobby your colleagues? Is your colleagues that will have to even work with the water board members, yes, that they can give your people water? So you being a first timer, I'm not saying first time, because me, I also want to be a senator someday. Yes, I'm not saying, oh, these people that are there, they should stay there. But what I'm saying is, if they want to go back, it's fine. I can't stop them. And if, because let's just be frank with ourselves, these politicians, none of us are even benefiting from them. I don't know if you understand, from the head to the toe, none of them. So I won't say, oh, this man have been there.
None of us are benefiting from them. That
no, what I'm saying is these people have not really
been relative.
No, what I'm saying is these people have not really done anything exceptional.
What?
They bought me a house.
Seriously, a barrister.
from the presidency to
yes,
the last position in this country, they've not really done anything spectacular.
You cannot say they've not really done anything.
No, we are in this country. We are in this country.
Some are gaining from it, so you can't say they've not done anything. That's
for me, I think not that I'm praising the governor anyway, but for me, I like it. It's kind of governance. Yeah, that's all. That's what I want to say.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. You can see I'm getting strong signals to call it a wrap on this show. You've made your last comment. I know you have so much to say, but your points have been driven home. People that are watching, they are listening, they are assessing everything. If you're of the opinion that, look, you've been there for 2 terms, 3 terms, no need to go for 4 terms, you can go for 4 terms or 5 terms, depends on you. According to the Constitution, they have the right to go out there to contest, all right, to go back. If people have an accord, you have to follow the accord. If not, like what Ojo said, it's like a free way for you to achieve your dreams and goals. But think about it, what about others? Ojo be there looking at you, only one person from one locality, from one vicinity. What about the principle of zoning? Don't forget the principle also of high-ranking officer to make things easy for your constituency. You need to be there more than 3 to 4 times. Well, different folks, different strokes. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on today's show. I appreciate the wonderful analysis. The opinions, it has nothing to do with ITV, but they made sure the full rules and regulations governing the airwaves. See you same time next week, Sunday, God willing. Bye for now. Bye.